My friend actually, she called you a hustler. How do you feel about that term?
Oh yeah,
Let's start with that.
that's solely true, by the way, because when you are like solo creator and you're trying to figure things out, everything yourself, right? You don't really sometimes have a clue what you're doing. So that's a good definition of a hustler. You're just sometimes throwing stuff at the wall, hoping it's gonna stick. Doing your like planning something, then doing it, then seeing what's working, and redoing what's working, not doing what's not working, and it's like good definition of a hustler, yeah.
Yeah, but what do you focus on? Like people I interview usually fall into two buckets. Like one bucket are people who are creators first, and then business sort of comes along or the opportunities arise. And the other bucket is business first. So their creative ideas and creative and content follows the business ideas. How is it with you?
Yeah, totally. The first option. I don't really like this whole thing of CRMs and business, like building teams and stuff like that. It's not in my nature. I'm completely on creative side, totally. Sometimes it's even hard to fall asleep because you get one idea, that idea leads to another. Oh shit, I need to do this. I need to do this. This connects with this. How I'm gonna connect everything into one. And sometimes you get lost in these ideas in yourself, and that's totally a creative side of me because I'm like a little bit more chaotic, right? It's
Hmm.
not proven structure that you follow, and I feel like business people do that more, where they have organized everything and they have team like it's a little bit different. So creative comes first for sure, 100%.
Yeah, you mentioned, and people say it quite often, like throw spaghetti on a wall and see what sticks, right? So what kind of spaghetti do you mostly throw? Is it video ideas that you have or newsletter? Like where does it start?
Okay, so the way I see it right now, and I feel like it's gonna give you some value to people, you always want to have a baseline, like your baseline zone. So I would call that some sort of skill that you have that you can like working upon always. So for me, that's creating content and understanding how to create content that reaches people. So when you have the skill, that's one level, I feel like. And then you have to have something that you want to sell to people. So this is where spaghetti at the wall comes in, because you don't really know product market fit that well and what's going to sell. So you're constantly throwing free product, this, trying this promotion, trying that promotion until you see what's kind of like clicks. And then you build upon that. That's the way at least I see the creative business, that as a solo
Hmm.
creator, as his personal brand, you throw some sort of hook to some sort of product idea that you have, and then you build upon that, what's working on that. So let's say you promoted a fitness program, at least something like that, and you see that people got interested, and then you see that people got results, the best results with this specific type of training. Then you build that specific type of training, and you see that the most people message you when you added this hook at the start, and then you build upon
Hmm.
that, like small pieces you build up together. That's at least how I think. So this is where spaghetti at the wall part comes in. You don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall with everything that you do, because you at least need to have some sort of baseline that you constantly mastering. One, I feel like one thing, two things that you're mastering, then you build upon that. At least that's how I see it.
You said your baseline is making content that reaches people.
Yeah,
How do you do that then? What is the skill that is required to do it well?
don't think that you can create something original, see what's working in the market already, and try
Hmm.
to kind of like mix similar styles into one. And slowly but steadily, you're gonna get this idea of what's gonna get views. It's just like something like a skill that you're gonna develop over time, I feel like, as a content creator. It's impossible to be good at it at a start. I just watched some
Hmm.
videos from the past, and at the time when I was making those videos, I thought, damn it, they're good. But now I'm looking at it's really bad. And that is the reason they didn't got any views, because they're
Hmm.
really bad when you look at it. So, and you can only develop the skill, I feel like, by moduling, starting by just copying, moduling others. That's the best way to do it.
What makes a good video?
The good video, it's not necessarily always good edited video right now
Hmm.
in this space, and this horizon of social media. The bad edited video could get even more views sometimes. So good video, I feel like, you have to really know human psychology, what's gonna make them interested just from the start, and what's gonna keep them watching till the end. If you can get those two pieces in place, you're gonna definitely come up with a video that goes viral and stuff.
So what is it for you then? What gets people hooked most in your content?
I would say posting content about tips for people in their 20s, because a majority of people follow me in my 20s. Other stuff like productivity tips, just having some sort of thing at the start of the video that you promise to give to them, and then slowly wrapping it out to people through that video.
That reminds me of this formula, hook, story, offer, right? So you start with a hook, then you sort of build a story around it, and then you have an offer or a payoff. Do you always try to deliver the value in every single video and give sort of an answer or the tip, or you rather build up interest and intrigue over time to convert them into followers and subscribers, or go into my funnel, leave your email, and then I'm going to deliver the value? Or you treat every little piece of content, short form video, as its own little tip that should deliver value?
Yeah, good question. So I don't want to turn the page into sales pitch, total sales pitch, like leading somewhere, right? So the CTAs usually are in the captions, but they're not always in the captions. Like 70% of the time they're in captions. So the way I see it is there's 30, like this formula that's working really well. It's 33% formula where you post content that gives value 33% of the time. Another content type could be relatability content. That's really working really well as well. You show yourself 10 years ago, just a random example, and you show yourself now, your progress, how you started, that people can relate that they are in the same shoes or something. And then there's another one which is completely viral content. You jump on trends, you use trending sound effects to your niche, to somehow you infiltrate those things into your own niche. Somehow you find a way. So if you can combine this thing, like this formula, into one, you definitely gonna be growing pretty well by just not only just giving value content, but also mixing it up.
Okay, you mentioned the viral content, and I really like the term that you use in your own content, which is content sniping, I believe. Can you introduce us a little bit to that content? And because I think that's the way you find and recreate the viral videos, right?
Yeah, completely. Yeah. So content sniping, I feel like, is good. Really good for all small creators for few things. First, you're gonna understand what content works, what content doesn't work, and you're gonna because the way to learn something, I feel like, is always better to take the thing that is working and see how it's made, and you recreate it. That's how you learn something. So with content sniping, what you do usually is you just go through, let's say, 10 accounts in your niche, and for the past 30 to 60 days, you see what type of content got the most views. You copy and paste that content, you make a list, and then you try to remake that content yourself, similar. And then you post it using the same audio, or mixing different audios, taking other audio and other content idea and mixing into one. And trust me, if you do that for 30 days straight, you're definitely going to see good results. And I feel like that's the best way to start.
30 days straight, you mean every single day you should be posting?
At least 4 reels per week or 5 reels per week is good enough to get started.
So if I copy someone's idea, what should I get inspired by? So on one hand, we have the content, so the hook that the person is speaking about, or the video quality, or maybe it's just the music that is important.
The music is not really that important. The most important thing is going to be the hook and the story you tell through the content. So it could be just an idea of the video, or maybe you take the hook and you tell completely different story after that hook. Or you tell similar story, but you take that hook, put it into ChatGPT, and ask for 10 different hook ideas based on that one, right? So you just, essentially what you're doing, you're taking the framework, you're not copying word by word. It's not really smart to do that. You can do that, but I don't think it's good. You're taking the framework and you using the framework. And this is the thinking you're going to develop over time. You're going to see the video and you're going to think, okay, this is why it worked, right? You can see those patterns in the video. You can clearly see them, why this video worked specifically really well. And you try to recreate the actual framework through a video.
All right, you definitely coach some people, help some people grow their accounts. So what is the thing that you recommend people not to do? The most common trap that people fall into when it comes to growing on Instagram or TikTok?
First of all, people try to make completely original content, which I believe is not smart. Like, you are literally playing the lottery, because there are some people blow up with completely original content that's really good. And that's your end goal should be to be completely original, not completely original creator, but somehow build some sort of moat around yourself. But yeah, when people start without any knowledge about how to make content, how to edit, how to create content, and then they try to make original content, it's a disaster, because it looks bad and there's no proven, it's not proven content is working in the market, and nobody cares. People usually don't put themselves into the shoes of other people, and they don't ask themselves, would I watch this myself? And usually the answer is no. So if the answer is no, at least make content that is proven to work, slowly get better. And with time, you're going to get more motivation if you see results. Because if you post original content and then you don't even get results, it's demotivating and you're going to quit without any reason. You can literally take what's working. And usually people have the problem they have these different ideas on how they want their page to look like, and usually it's not, they project future into too much into the future. They think that the page should look like this. Usually what you find out when you start doing, it's completely it's gonna look completely different. It's not gonna look the way you think. The plan, you're gonna make multiple pivots, everything's gonna change along the way. So you have to develop a skill as well of pivoting and changing things and iterating on things. People have this stubborn idea. Sometimes people maybe watch content back in the day and they think they're going to make this type of content now, but just worked only 4 years ago. And it's not working now. So there's multiple things of, I would say, stubbornness, thinking that they're going to create original content, not looking at the market and being honest with themselves. So these things usually stop the growth. And I'm saying that because I was doing these mistakes myself.
Yeah, actually, I think you exploded quite recently, right? So you shared that you made I think you reached 165,000 followers on Instagram, but that was quite recent. You started your journey years ago, if I followed correctly, right? So what happened those few months ago? What was the thing that you did that changed everything?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There's definitely luck involved into these things a little bit, right?
Of course.
But I was making videos before that. 200 videos probably I had made before that one video exploded. But the thing I did differently is obviously I jumped on the trend that was working. Maybe you saw these black and white animation videos on Instagram going pretty well. So I combined that audio with my own visuals, and I put captions under those visuals. That video got 5 million views or something. And yeah, and that's pretty much, as say, it's luck, a little bit luck, but I was on the grind all the time. So it just combines.
But you copied something that worked, right? And actually that makes me think of a book. I think Austin Kleon wrote it, Still Like an Artist, right? There is no much originality left in the world.
No.
The best artists are inspired by other great works. And if that works, they put their own spin on it and they create their own artwork, right?
Yeah, I think it's really egotistical to think that you're going to create something original, completely original. It's so unrealistic to think that way. And you're going to, if you have this thinking, you're going to always be starving artists most of the time. Because if you look at a great artist right now, they always, music artists, they just add on. It's constantly iterating and adding on what's worked in the future, mixing with something that's worked in the present. And you come up with, it's actually originality as well. It's not that you're just completely ripping off everybody, but you're mixing things, I would say, into one thing.
We talked about copying others. What about copying yourself? So I noticed that if a one reel or one type of reel, one framework of a reel works, that gets reused. So even in your own account, you have a reel that work, and then a few weeks or months later, you try it again and again, and usually it actually keeps working. So how often do you do it, and how important it is to keep at it if it works?
Yeah. So if you look at yourself, your own behavior, if the artist changes his style, you're probably gonna stop listening to it. For example, he drops a new album, completely random album, like it's not the same. So the way I see it, you can get, if you got an idea that's worked, for example, 5 best investments to make in your 20s. We're stopping you to making different videos titled 7 best investments to make in your 20s, 4 investments not to make in your 20s. You can take that one idea and make multiple variations of it. So that's one thing you can do. Businesses do that all the time. Is the same thing. When they get the product that is working, they constantly make similar products, launch similar products, or constantly upgrade that one product with some new stuff.
Do you have any system or the way that you remix your content, or you're asking ChatGPT of remix this content for me and give me 7 other ideas?
Yeah, you can ask that, but for example, I have a system where I see which content worked, and I take that and I just think myself what else I can make. And I'm not like, the system I have is not to think too many ideas into the future, rather than think about the idea the day. I don't actually make content upfront. I don't do that, because the way I view that content, a week later, I don't want to post it. It looks all to me. So I only make content for the day, and I can come up with the idea out of one video that worked pretty well, just like that, because I've been doing this for a while. But yeah, if you got a video that's worked, remake it all the time. Like, just keep remaking that video. If you have a look, there's few YouTube channels I know that exploded, and they just remade the same video over and over again. I know it's only for growth, right? It's not good for community long term, but for growth, it's actually good. And if you find a way to remake it in solid ways, so you're not constantly making the same one, but just slightly iterating, I think it's good.
Okay, so you talked about long term, and what's good for when we talk about reels, that's great for exposure, right? So as many people see you as possible. But for long term, a lot of people move to YouTube, and I saw that you did the same. And actually, I saw that you, for 4 years, I think, posted around 80 videos and reached like 4,000 subs. And then you create a brand new account, and again, 4 months and not years, and half of the amount of videos, and you got to like 7K subscribers with one like super viral video. So what's changed there? Let's move to that. Why did you move to YouTube, and what exploded you there?
Yeah, okay. So first things first, I think like there's this thing that's happening with YouTube right now, that new channels somehow gets pushed into the algo if you make good videos. That's not like, that looks like not a myth. You can find channels with one video and they have 10,000 subs. You can definitely find those channels, and the one video they posted has 300,000 views, 400,000 views out of a blue. You just get recommended. The same thing happened with me. If you look at the first video I posted in that channel, it got recommended like randomly. I don't know. It's not that even a good video, but that's the first thing. So there's a luck element as well. But actually, what I did as well with YouTube, the same thing I did with Instagram Reels. I saw what's worked, what is being recommended to me right now from the homepage, from the suggested videos. I saw those videos and I just tried to remake them myself, adding my own story, of course, because, also I feel like with YouTube, what worked with me, because I had results about the thing I was talking about. So it also created this one big thing of making a video that is being recommended, good topic, and actually putting my own story that is proven and I have expertise. So these things combined into one, and it helped me for sure.
You actually have couple accounts on YouTube and couple accounts on Instagram, maybe something hidden that I don't know. So do you find that opening more accounts gives you just more exposure? And is that the logic behind it? Or you just want to separate somehow business or personal?
So I have 2 accounts on YouTube. The old one, I don't really post anymore. And it's I just stopped posting on it, so I don't really use. It's not getting any views at all, so it's completely useless account. And I don't think it's a good idea to do that yourself unless you can. There's a good strategy you can implement where people can take your short form videos and create fan pages and take those short form videos and post on those fan pages. So that's cool. That's a really, really like massive growth strategy implemented, by the way, by a lot of smart people right now. And yeah, on Instagram, I have one page, one personal page. And there's the creator page where I kind of share Instagram tips, and it's for my like program and stuff.
So do you think that personal brand and your name and your face is crucial, or could you do it just with animations and business content without using your face?
I could right now with the knowledge I have, for sure. There's even like some benefits to it. Even like sometimes it could be more benefits to it because you can sell it. You can actually sell it. If you think about it, you can actually sell it because there's no face attached to it. So yeah, I could do it.
Do you see this as a thing that you would like to do long term? Like, do you invest in your personal brand because you know that you want to go like this and expand in this creator economy for years? Or you do look at it as a business that maybe you would like to create some side businesses like the Instagram course or a program and then be able to sell it?
Yeah, I view it more like on the second half. I view it as a way for me to earn money from the internet and use this as an opportunity to earn money as well. At the same time, to express myself because I love it. Like, I love content creation. I love learning and sharing things with people. So I kind of like just got like, before that, I had 2 e-commerce businesses and I sold them. Right. So I have a contrast of different businesses. So I can't like, for now, I'm enjoying it, and I view it the way for me to build more capital and then maybe have a spin-off business, a SaaS company or something that I could lead all the like customers, emails and stuff like that I built, that then the whole following I built, audience, into SaaS company that actually has equity.
Yeah, because you can always build more businesses on the top of a personal brand that you have established, right? That's not going away.
Yeah, I mean, it has cons, but yeah, for sure.
What are the cons? The fact that you have to show yourself now every day online, record videos.
Yeah, and also the competition is the whole world. You're constantly competing for attention. So that means you are not product-based business. Your product is your content, right? But it could easily be made by hundreds of thousands of people in the world. So the only moat is then going to be your story, your character, your personality, I would say. So it could be stressful, right? When you have a product-based business, your moat is your product and then marketing ideas, how you market that product. And yeah, that's it. There's a good analogy. When you are a personal brand business, the whole structure of the business, you are the business. So if you are removed from it for at least a week, your business value goes down. But when you have a product-based business just without a face and everything like that, actually you can outsource a lot of stuff and you don't need to show yourself constantly to get sales.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the business part now, because we actually met through Twitter DMs. You cold messaged me after seeing my content. And you did it on Twitter when you don't have that much following, but you did do outreach. And I presume you do a lot of outreach through Twitter like that. So how do you see Twitter versus other platforms?
I see Twitter as like a main engine for your content ideas. That's a really good platform for you to come up with content ideas for YouTube, and then those ideas could be distributed to Instagram Reels and TikToks. So you post something on Twitter, it gets good amount of engagement. You then know it's a good idea to write a newsletter, to make a YouTube video, and to post a short form content. So that's the first thing. It's your ideas laboratory or something, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Twitter is an amazing place for making these types of connections like we have right now. You don't really find people like that on Instagram. Twitter has a lot of CEOs, like a lot of startup founders and stuff like that. I feel like Twitter is one of the strongest platforms for you to build a personal brand. It's just that the growth is going to be much slower, but it's much more worth it. If you look at people on Twitter with 100K followers and they're selling something, they usually are making a lot of money compared to people on Instagram with 100K could even not be making any money.
Okay, so I want to ask about this pyramid, this content hub and the idea laboratory and where it goes next for you. So you are on almost every platform that I've seen, and I want to know, how do you plan it and how do you think about it? So we know now that you start on Twitter with idea laboratory and checking what works. What comes after that?
Yeah, so let's say you post a tweet on Twitter about some subject, I don't know, and it got good amount of engagement. You then can take that idea and build upon and take it and turn it into long form video, expand on that idea. The Danko does this really well. I don't know if you know him. He does the same thing, right? He writes, the good writings gets turned into newsletters. The newsletters gets turned into YouTube videos. Then those writings as well gets turned into his animations on Instagram and TikTok probably. That's the way to go, I feel like, for personal brands. That's a really cool way to test your ideas, to know what's gonna work. Essentially, if it's working on Twitter, it's gonna work in the long form and the short form.
How does your business look like in terms of, let's say, inbound leads and outbound leads? So you have inbound, meaning people see you and they see your content and they see your growth program and they sign up, versus people that you provide your services, which are editing services, and you outreach to them and try to get cold leads into your pipeline.
I don't do that anymore. But outreach, I only work with clients that I have got in the past, and they bring me referrals now. So that's thing sorted. So I don't do that. I'm not trying to grow that business. I'm just doing it for extra cash flow, and I have this pretty like boutique service side of things. But when it comes down to selling the program, I have newsletter, and I have, so the system goes like this. People come from the content to newsletter or a free product, and then through email and through the free product, they get introduced to the paid product. That's it.
I think received more than a dozen emails from you since I downloaded your awesome freebie. How do you look at email marketing, and especially the welcome sequence? How important it is and how much business it generates for you? And how do you make a very well designed welcome sequence?
Just sign up for somebody else's, for your competitor, and see their welcome sequence, and take that welcome sequence, the framework of it, of course, and make your own. If you can't hire copywriters and stuff, just be resourceful. Just think about see your biggest competitor, people that are in similar niches. Just, it's out there.
Are you open to sharing how much money you made and where the money came from, like through which channels and which, Can you break it down for us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So this year, when it started, everything started growing, I launched free product about Instagram, how to grow Instagram, how to create content, how I edit videos and stuff like that, my presets, this whole bundle. And then I, the free product didn't have presets and stuff. So, and paid product had all that bundle, the presets, the growth, like 67 lessons in total.
Mm-hmm.
So what I did, I constantly promoted the free product, and then I upsold to the paid product at the end of that free product. And till this day, with my just course business, did about 60 grand in revenue.
And that's basically by now passive, right? You don't have any cohort courses or live calls with people. That's just the course.
I have a Discord community where I do page reviews, so people can submit their pages. I review their pages, give them opinions on how they can grow them, what they can change and stuff. And also I do live streams. Live streams has been not that consistent right now, but when I settle in the new place, I'm going to be doing more live streams there.
Are those relationships that you build there, do they ever go into something more in terms of business opportunities, or this is basically just a support channel?
just a support channel. And yeah, I got some people for business opportunities as well there. So yeah, it's kind of mixed, but mostly is for support and for people that buy the course.
All right, let's do my favorite segment that I throw in the middle, which is the quick fire round. All right, so some quick questions and please quick answers. One word, maybe one sentence tops. All right.
All right.
It's nothing too challenging. All right, so first one, team player or lone wolf? Which one are you?
Lone wolf.
Take risks or carefully calculate?
There's no middle in this.
No.
Yeah, then take risk. Take risk for sure.
Mobile or desktop?
Desktop.
Who inspires you most?
I don't know why, but the first thing came to my mind, the movie about Steve Jobs. That's the first thing that came in my mind. That's it.
Fair enough. What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Football player.
What is an underappreciated business tool that you couldn't live without?
Notes on my MacBook.
What's your productivity life hack?
Fast in the mornings and do the hard stuff in the mornings without eating. Don't eat.
And what does success mean to you?
Being in flow.
But I do want to go back to the answer about notes on your MacBook. So I presume that this is your like content hub and you just throw everything in there?
I have a Notion template myself that I created, the Second Brain template. And notes are just the black file. So, it's just before I put something into Notion, I have this black file on notes. And that makes things more simpler for me.
How do you generate ideas? Do you sit down and you think, okay, now it's my hour to generate, or during the day, you're just throw everything?
Yeah, everything. I throw everything out. And then at the end of the day, usually I take the best ideas and put it into Notion, the ones that I think going to work the best.
You're talking a lot about copying what works for other people. If you had to sum up what worked for you to grow your Instagram, what would it be?
Gaining initial viral videos that brought me a lot of audience that are not necessarily my target. Like, they got me a lot of audience, but that's not necessarily good, because what you do after with that audience really matters a lot. So what helped me, I think, then is that I analyzed my audience and I tried to make videos for them. And the way to analyze your audience, you go to demographics. First things first, you see their ages. Okay, mostly are from 24 to 30 something. So you make content, like you try to make content for them. So that's what helped me to at least grow after that, because it's really hard when you go viral to keep going viral.
Do you know, if you can track it, if your sales or even downloads of the free product, do they come mostly thanks to the viral videos? Or maybe they just bring a lot of following, but the money and the downloads actually come from other videos equally or maybe even more?
I don't even think that my videos are directly correlated with the sales. The way I would say, like, people watch the video and then they go and buy it. That's not how it works. So people, like, it brings me attention, the top of the funnel attention. Instagram is totally a top of the funnel attention. Then some of that attention goes into free products and some of that people buy the paid products. I would say YouTube brought me much more sales than Instagram.
Are you driving people from Instagram to YouTube, or that's a completely separate channel? Only rely on the recommendation algorithm on YouTube?
Only because it's not going to work that way. I tried it and it can actually even ruin your video performance, because when you drive people from Instagram story to your YouTube video, they open YouTube not on the app usually. So what's going to happen then? They're going to view a little bit of the video and going to turn it off. That's going to drop the watch time. And YouTube watch time is really important. The way to grow YouTube channel, the best way is only through that channel. There's no other better ways.
You mentioned watch time. How do you guarantee to get a high watch time?
It's annoying, right? If you look at Alex Hormozy videos, I don't even like those new videos. But this is what you have to do sometimes, like right now on YouTube, if you want to get good watch time. Not always. You can, if you look at Danko's videos, he doesn't really edit that much, so he probably has good watch time. So I would say there's a lot of components into it. You can go both routes. If you think that you're really interesting, you can actually hold attention for a long time just talking without any cuts, without any stupid cuts, quick, fast-paced cuts, and do it. But usually I don't even view myself that interesting. So I try to add a lot of stuff going on in the video. So that's the way to keep that attention and increase the watch time.
By the way, do you do everything by yourself, editing, all that stuff, or you have some help?
I sometimes get some help from freelancers. I have a good friend that edits videos really well for YouTube, so I get some help from there sometimes.
That's awesome. How will you grow this business going forward? What will change, or you will just do more of the same?
Currently, for the summer season, I have this idea. I'm gonna analyze. I'm currently analyzing what's worked for me the best. I'm just gonna double down on it, what worked the best, and just do more of that. Because literally, when you are a creative person like me, sometimes you catch yourself doing something, it's working, and then you're finding looking for new things to do. There's no point to do that. You can just double down, and it's a mistake a lot of people make, and I made this mistake multiple times. It's crazy, right? You get something to work, and then you constantly look for new things to do, when you can actually just do that one thing that worked for you for a longer time.
Okay, then to end the conversation, I want to ask you, what is the most valuable thing you do? From posting, editing, writing, what is the one thing that is the most valuable?
When we try to measure value, is it valuable to sales? Because for that, actually is just promoting my free products. If I could sit around all day long, find different creative ideas to promote free products and drive people to that landing page, get their email, get them watch the training, get their free products, I would be making the most money. I don't do that all the time. So I promote my free products only 2 to 3 times a week. So probably if I found creative ways to just sit around and promote free product, that would be the most valuable thing I could do. Just try people that and also working on that sales system for that paid product. So constantly making it better and constantly promoting the free product.
I actually heard that freebies don't work anymore. I guess you're the exception to the rule. But what makes a good freebie then? How much value do you provide in a freebie versus the paid product? So first of all, people are interested in buying the paid product, and second of all, there is enough of a jump in value, so they feel like it was worth their money at the end.
Okay, so I don't know who said that freebies don't work anymore, but if you look at all those people selling Notion templates, their business are literally freebies. They have so many free products, that's insane. And people that don't have freebies but they creating content, the content is freebies, right? It's just the same
right
thing. So freebies do work. The way to create good free products to actually, I would say, I don't know, like I know that my product needs to be upgraded, the free product. So you just give enough value, like from that product that is for people, it's enough for them. The free product is enough for them to get started. And you don't try to sleazily sell the paid product. You just give out that is enough, and then they can trust you more, I feel like. And over the time, they might buy,
All right. Then what will be your dream SaaS? I know that your goal for the future is to have an app, right? You have a SaaS. What would be the dream SaaS? Do you have some ideas?
Oh, yeah. So I completely use the same framework for SaaS that most of the time it's not going to be something that like crazy enjoyable thing, because SaaS, I feel like SaaS business is usually just a complete problem-solving business. So the dream SaaS is going to be whatever it's required for my audience, whatever is required for the market. I don't really care. You can't really build SaaS based on your dreams. I feel like it's completely based on the market, because it's a brutal business. You're just going to waste a ton of money if you're going to try to build a passionate SaaS, right? You're just going to waste so much money. It's much better to go to casino, I feel like, if you're going to be just building a passionate, dreamy SaaS business. It's not that type of a business. It's a risky business.
I think every business is like that. Even creative business can be a risky business, and you can do it for a long time, right?
Yeah, totally. But I view like, at least if you are doing a business, at least if you're gonna waste a ton of time or waste a ton of money, at least learn something. But sometimes you can't even get that. You can't even learn something when you're just dumping your money into stupid ideas.
Sometimes you have to create a lot of stupid ideas to find the one that is not, I feel.
Yeah, but I feel like when you're creating those ideas, at least be learning something, at least learning skills that could be transferred into something else. You can become a consultant then, At least you can waste a ton of money and then you can become a consultant.
Well, I can always say I failed at everything I ever did, and now I will help you not to do that. Great value proposition, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Awesome. Thank you, Karolis. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure talking with you.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Thank you. So listen, you're not gonna reinvent the wheel. If your goal is to grow on social media, make money online, and have your own career 2.0, then focus. Focus on things that already work, but don't forget to add your own amazing personality to it. And well, be patient. It takes time. Karolis said that he's been lucky, but he's been working on that luck for a very long time. See you next time.